Bobsled is a sport that they call the champagne of thrills. That was how it was came together in St. Moritz, Switzerland, 1890s, 1900, and it was people participating were the counts and the rich and famous of Europe. And when you took a bobsled ride, you got to the bottom, you took a drink of champagne to celebrate your champagne of thrills achievement.
There's 11 brothers and sisters. Jimmy, John, Terry, Sharon, Kathleen, Bridget, Brian, Kevin, Casey, and Dermot. They tried luging. So we were all bobsledders, lugers, and I was probably the only skeleton. I think Terry did some skeleton when I was first starting. My first ride in a bobsled, I was 7 years old, and my dad stuck me in a passenger sled. He used to have the half mile, and people would pay to go down after the races from the half mile. He stuck me in one of those.
You know, it's hard to describe it. Some people say it's like getting put in a garbage can, getting thrown down the side of a mountain. Other people call it the ultimate thrill. It is. If you're a speed junkie, you'll love this, but it's it's a rough roller coaster ride. It's probably the easiest way to describe it.
It was a way of life. We grew up in a family that my dad did it. And when he was a kid, his dad didn't do it, but he got to see Hubert Stevens win the gold medal in 1932. Sat on his father's shoulders when he was awarded the gold medal. Dad was a World War II veteran and started sliding after 48, when he, 2 years after the war, because the bob run reopened. And don't forget, bob run was only 10 miles away from us. And it was the only bob run in North America. Jimmy was the first one to get serious, because he was in 75 World Championships, placed 7th. And he was in the World Championships as a pusher in 74 for Fortune, who was a great driver for the Americans. That's when they had the World Championships in Lake Placid. And Jimmy started driving then. And Jimmy was probably the most competitive driver of all of us, because he made the World's team and placed 7th in Cortina, Italy, in 75, and was USA 1 both in the 2 and the 4-man in the 76 Olympics.
45.77, that's slower than the British time, but Jimmy is not one to hold back on the lower end of the course.
Again, his nickname is Nitro, so I don't think he's going to hold back at all.
Well, Jimmy was the oldest of the 11 kids, my older brother, and his nickname they gave him in high school was Nitro. He was a pretty explosive personality, great athlete, and bobsledding came natural to him because he had a little sixth sense about speed and danger, and that's the way he played football and rugby and all the other sports, and that's why they gave him the name Nitro. Jimmy was the USA #1 driver at the 76 games. He retired, that's 76, 77. That's when I started competing full-time. Before that, I was coming out of college. And so his brother Sean and myself and brother-in-law Dennis Spider Dupree, we were on Brent Rushlaw's team. But then as the 1980 games approached, youngest brother Brian was down in Florida with Jimmy. He came back as an 18-year-old, and so we thought we were 4 very, very good athletes trying out for the Olympic team.
Well, it was Jimmy driving, because he was most experienced. I was a driver then, but I wasn't experienced enough. I was number 2, Brian was number 3, and John Morgan number 4. And that was our, probably 20th time down the run, and we ended up tipping over. Jimmy, me, Brian Morgan, and John Morgan getting off. And in this picture you got the famous Zardini. The sad part about it, he was killed here. And you can see where his helmet is. And this is the 60s. And you can see them wear full face helmets. But yeah, these were this poster really, showed the, hey, how crazy we really were. We were good. We were there. And it was a brand new track. When I say brand new track, they just refrigerated it. So it was the same track. And that year in '79, leading up to the '80 Olympics, there were 68 crashes in Curve 12. I think we were the 58th. And when we crashed, it was not like saying Joey Logamo in race car driving, where he would wreck his car. He'd go, okay, take that one off the rack. When we wrecked our four-man, we were like, I say, 5th in the trials going into this next race. But when we wrecked that sled, we stayed up all night trying to put it back together. And, bobsledding's by 1/100th of a second. And that sled was trashed.
He's got the last sled down in this heat, Bill, and the track conditions aren't to his advantage. But let's see what he can do with it. That's Costello.
All right, the British team was 104.54 out of Cristallo. And let's see what the final time is.
On the finish, get off the finish. Oh, Same thing as USA 1. And thank God they did it in the finish and not up top, though, Bill.
Timing is everything in life, and fate. And, Jimmy lost his life on a track that probably shouldn't have been open that day. It was very, very warm in Cortina, and lots of accidents, 40, 50 accidents in the 2 weeks leading up to that event, that day. And got really, really warm winds, came through the Dolomite Mountains and warm ice. But the ice had all melted off the side, the wood on the side of the track, and that caused Jimmy's death when he tipped over. And, a lot of bad luck, but, he died doing exactly what he wanted to do. He was USA 1, and he probably made a deal with the devil 10, 15 years earlier in his life, that that's what he wanted to achieve. And if you knew Jimmy Morgan, his nickname was Nitro. He died doing exactly what he wanted to do.
1:15.11, 3:43.87, and they took really a hard wallop as it caromed off the one wall into the retaining side.
Let's take a look. I think
I want to see.
okay.
I want to look for heads here.
I see 3 heads bobbing.
Looks like Jimmy might have been.
The driver always gets the worst of it
Yeah.
in this situation, Bill. But let's pray to get these people up.
Sad part is, I had to hear it on the radio. They tried to get a hold of me, but nobody could get a hold of me. And I knew Jimmy was competing, but it was, those things that bobsledding. Everybody says, if you watch bobsledding for the first time, you all think we're just a bunch of nuts that we get in a 700-pound sled and going 75, 80 miles an hour. And bobsledding is decided by 1/100th of a second. And as I said, that it was a mishap, a tragic, and but those are the things you put up, with bobsled.
This is Bill Fleming reporting from Cortina d'Ampezzo in Italy. All of us at ABC Sports would like to extend our deepest sympathies to the family and the friends of Jim Morgan.